this is Mamta from Sugarbush. This is going to be my very first video, so hopefully it isn't going to be too awkward or weird, and I'm going to try not to ramble on and on. I have a tendency to do so. So please don't mind me if I do. In this video, I'm going to talk about this tropical indoor plant. It's indoor in the part that I live in, at least. It's the Pacific Northwest. It is called RHAPHIDOPHORA Hayyi, and I will put the name in the description box below. I'm probably massacring it. I think it's Hayyi, but anyway, I bought this plant from a store that didn't have a name for it when I first got it. It just said tropical plant, and I thought it was really cute to look at, and so I purchased it and didn't know how to take care of it. I couldn't find a name for it, so I didn't know how to look it up on the internet either. And the other day I was walking by a different store that happened to have this in their window, and it had a name, so I was like, yes, finally. So I looked it up, and turns out that there's very little information on the internet about its care. So I thought I'd add to our ever-growing volume of information about these tropical plants on the internet, and just kind of share my experience with this plant in particular. So anyway, I had the first plant that I got was actually a single plant. I actually have two right now. If you could see the leaves, these are the original leaves of the plant that I got. It was about this tall, up to here, and a single plant, and the leaves come to about 5 inches in length. I'm not sure that these produce any flowers, but they're beautiful in the way they shingle. So they're called a shingling plant, and I'm not sure if you can see it from up there, but it basically is making its way around this moss totem pole. It's going around and around, and towards this bit over here you can see that its leaves are starting to flatten out and shingle and get bigger. It's made a full circle so far. Now, when I first got it, I had a second piece, so this bit basically sat on top, and I had a little bit of trouble with it, mostly because I didn't realize that it needed a very humid environment. So I had it at a window in my previous apartment, and it was pretty shaded, and it was a very kind of dry, the air was really dry, and this plant was struggling for the first couple of months at least that I had it. I've had it for about, I'm going to say almost a year, and so I watched it. I noticed that its leaves were starting to do this thing, which is kind of wrinkle and like bend a little bit, and it didn't look very happy. And so I got a little desperate, and so I cut it halfway and then put it in water to allow it to root again, and then I repotted them separately. Now that piece, the first piece that I showed you, is doing really well right now. This second piece is starting to shingle just a little. It's going around this moss totem pole, but it's not having as much of a good time as the other one, and I'm not sure why. Even though it's had pretty much the same light exposure, water, fertilizer, and so forth. So I don't know. They're a very picky plant. So what I've been doing with these is they don't appreciate direct light, but they do need a brighter spot to sit in. So any spot that has dampened light, a little shaded, or like part shade, part sun type indoors. Make sure that you always leave this guy indoors, especially if you are in the Pacific Northwest, because it will die with colder temperatures. So anyway, and the other thing that I did to get it that humidity that it needed is I would move it every couple of days, at least initially when I first cut it, from that shady, sunny spot at my window to my bathroom. And the reason I put it in my bathroom was because every time we turn on the shower and take a shower and that sort of thing, it would put out all this humidity, and the plant, and I think that's what brought this plant back to life, is that like burst of humidity ever so often, and then I would move it back to where it could get some more light. So that's something that I would recommend with it, is just, you know, if you could get it a little bit of humidity, it's going to do wonderfully. But apart from that, it is a really beautiful plant. It is apparently related to the Monstera family, and I'm not sure, like I said, I don't know that it produces any flowers, but it is a very, very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shingling plant. And if any of you out there have this plant and are struggling or not struggling, I'd love to hear your feedback and your opinion on how it is you are taking care of it. Of course, I've kind of learned from my mistakes, and I think I'm doing okay, but I would love to learn more about it and hear from you guys. So if you did find this video interesting, please subscribe. I'll have other videos coming up about both indoor and outdoor plants. And yeah, so just keep following me, and hopefully I will be taking you guys on this journey with my husband and I in filling this whole house indoors with more and more tropical plants and trying to convert it into a jungle, as he calls it. And we're also planning on doing a lot more work in our yard, because right now it's got a few things growing, but I just want more. So I will take you on the journey with us on, just like cutting flowering beds and looking at what we can plant there depending on the light and water and that sort of thing. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you!